In this video, we are going to understand the basics of VHDL, and we are going to give you an introduction to VHDL language. So students, as integrated circuit technology has improved to allow more and more component on a chip, the digital system have continued to grow in complexity. As digital systems have become more and more complex, detailed design of the system at the gate level and at the flip-flop level has become very tedious and time-consuming. For this reason, the use of hardware description language in the digital design process continues to grow. Now student, let us understand what is hardware description language, or we call it as a HDL. So HDL is the textual description of a digital circuit, which allows us to describe a circuit using words and symbols. The textual description is converted into configuration data and implements the desired functionality, which allows a digital system to design and debug at a higher level before implementation at the gate and flip-flop level happens. Now students, let us see some of the advantages of using the hardware description language. So using HDL, we are able to describe a large complex design requiring hundreds of logic gates in a convenient manner and in a smaller space. The use software test bench to detect functional errors, if any, and correct it, we call it as a simulation. Get hardware implementation details, we call it as a synthesis. The two widely used hardware description languages are Verilog, and the second one is the VHDL, which stands for Very High Speed Integrated Circuit Hardware Description Language. So let us see some of the advantages of VHDL. So students, VHDL is a hardware description language as told before, and it is used to describe the behavior and structure of digital systems. The general purpose hardware description language and is used to describe and simulate the operation of a wide variety of digital systems, which is ranging in complexity from a few gates to an interconnection of many complex integrated circuits. Students, VHDL was originally developed to allow the uniform method for specifying digital systems. VHDL language became an IEEE standard in 1987, and it is widely used in industry. IEEE published a revised standard for VHDL in 1993. We are going to use the VHDL for describing the hardware in this course. Students, VHDL uses a top-down design methodology in which the system is first specified at a high level and tested using a simulator. The VHDL uses a high-level construct that resembles a high-level software programming language. Writing a code in VHDL is analogous to writing software programs in a high-level language such as C, and then using a compiler to convert the program to machine-level language. VHDL uses a top-down design methodology in which the system is designed at high level and tested using a simulator. After the system is debugged at this high level, the design can gradually be redefined, eventually into a structured description which is closely related to actual hardware implementation. VHDL was designed to be technology independent. If design is described in VHDL and implementation in today's technology, the same VHDL design can be used as a starting point for a design in future technology also. So students, in this session we will discuss and introduce to VHDL and illustrate how we can describe simple combinational circuit using VHDL. VHDL is not case sensitive, remember that, and anything following a double dash as shown is treated as a comment, and words such as and, or, and after are reserved words, or we also call it as a keywords, which have a special meaning to the VHDL compiler. Binary logical operators such as AND, OR, NAND, NOR, XOR and XNOR can also be used. Students, let us see how to write identifiers in VHDL. Signal names and other VHDL identifiers may contain letters, numbers and the underscore character. An identifier must start with a letter and it cannot end with an underscore. Every VHDL statement must be terminated with a semicolon. Spaces, tabs and carriage returns are treated in the same way. This means that a VHDL statement can be continued over several lines or several statements can be placed on one line. VHDL can describe a digital system in three levels. We have three levels. The first one is the behavioral level, in which we describe the behavior of the design in terms of the circuit and system behavior using algorithms. The second level is your data flow, which describes the transfer of data from input to output and between signals. And the third level is your structural level, which describes the circuit structure in terms of the logic gates used and the interconnect wiring between the logic gates to form a circuit netlist. Now let us take an example to understand these three levels. So in the behavioral model, we take a binary adder VHDL code in terms of its function of adding two binary numbers without giving any implementation details. In the data flow level, a binary adder VHDL code by giving the logic equations for the adder, and in the structural levels, a binary added VHDL code in by specifying the interconnection of the gates which make up the adder. Now let us see how to write a VHDL description for a combinational circuit. A signal is used to describe a signal in a physical system. It includes variables similar to variables in programming languages, and to obtain synthesizable code for hardware, signals should be used to represent hardware signals. The less than or equal to is the signal assignment operator, which indicates that the value computed on the right hand side is assigned to the signal on the left side. Signal assignment statements are examples of concurrent statements. The VHDL simulator monitors the right side of each concurrent statement, and anytime a signal changes, the expression on the right side is immediately re-evaluated. Then the new value is assigned to the signal on the left side after an appropriate delay. This is exactly the way the hardware works. At any time a gate input changes, the gate output is recomputed by the hardware, and the output changes after the gate delay. In general, a signal assignment statement has the form signal underscore name, then the assignment operator less than or equal to expression, and in the square bracket you have the delay. This is an optional. So the parameters that are passed in that square bracket, that is, we have a keyword after and a delay, which is an optional. If you add a delay, then the gate or the expression will perform the necessary operation with the time delay that is been specified in that particular square bracket, and it is an optional thing. Now let us have the VHDL description for a combinational circuit which has been given. So students, you can see in this particular combinational circuit you have two gates. One is the AND gate and the second one is the OR gate. The OR gate has an output E and it has an input D. The another input C is the input which is the output of the AND gate. The AND gate has two inputs A and B. So the output of AND gate is fed as an input to the OR gate. So how do we write the behavioral description? So we have E less than or equal to D, or in bracket A and B ending with a semicolon. So brackets are used for giving the priority. Okay, so we have E less than or equal to D. The output E is evaluated based on the input D and the output that we get after performing the operation A and B, which acts as another input to the OR gate. In a data flow description, we have C less than or equal to A and B after 5 nanoseconds. So there is a delay which has been added in this particular data flow description. And then we have the next statement, E less than or equal to C or D after 5 nanoseconds delay. So what happens is that the first statement in the data flow description gets evaluated, where we first calculate the value of C by performing the operation A and B, and the result is available after 5 nanoseconds. After 5 nanoseconds, then the second statement gets evaluated, where we have the value of C now and the another input D is evaluated, and then we get the final value of E. We have seen that a structural model gives the gate level description of the digital system. Now let us write the structural description for the combinational circuit just discussed. So it requires a 2-input AND gate component and a 2-input OR gate component to be declared and defined. Later, the components may be declared and defined either in a library or within the architectural part of the VHDL code. Instantiation statements are used to specify how components are connected. Instantiating a component is different than calling a function in a computer program. An instantiated component computes a new output value whenever its input changes. Each copy of a component requires a separate instantiation statement to specify how it is connected to other components and to put the port inputs and outputs. An instantiation statement is a concurrent statement that executes any time on of the input signals in its port map changes. Instantiating the AND gate and the OR gate of the circuit are as follows: gate 1 followed by a colon and 2 port map in brackets A, B, C, and gate 2 followed by a colon or 2 port map into bracket C, D, E, close the bracket followed by a semicolon. Each copy of a component requires a separate instantiation statement to specify how it is connected to other component and to the port inputs and outputs. An instantiation statement is a concurrent statement that executes anytime one of the input signal in its port map changes. Instantiating the AND gate and the OR gate of the circuit is as follows. We have the port map where A and B are the input and C is the output of the AND gate. In the second gate too, we have C and D as the input and E as the output port. The new value is assigned to the signal on the left side after an appropriate delay. This is exactly the way the hardware works. Anytime a gate input changes, the gate output is recomputed by the hardware and the output changes after the gate delay. In general, a signal assignment statement has the form signal underscore name followed by the assignment statement less than or equal to expression, and in square bracket we have the keyword after followed by the delay, which is an optional part. The VHDL program has no explicit loops, but concurrent statements may execute repeatedly as if they were in a loop. An inverter with the output connected back to the input is as shown. Suppose we have a clock value 0 initially, but when it is fed back again as an input to a NOT gate, the value becomes 1. After 10 nanoseconds, again the input is going to the NOT gate, which will convert a value to 0. As the clock is transitioning after every few 10 nanoseconds, you can see the concurrent signals occurring after a delay of 10 nanoseconds as shown in the graph. The code for this circuit is clock less than or equal to NOT, clock after 10 nanoseconds followed by a semicolon. The concurrent statements clock less than or equal to NOT and clock will cause a runtime error during simulation. Let us see how to write the circuit as shown. The circuit shows 3 gates that have the signals A and B as the common input and C as the common output. The 3 concurrent statements execute simultaneously whenever A changes. Just as the 3 gates start processing, the signal changes at the same time. However, if the gate have different delays, the gate output can change at a different time. The code is as shown. C of 3 is less than equal to A of 3 and B of 3. C of 2 is less than or equal to A of 2 and B of 2. C of 1 is less than or equal to A of 1 and B of 1. C of 0 is less than or equal to A of 0 and B of 0. In this example, every signal is of type bit. It means it can have value either 0 or 1. In VHDL bit, it is a data type which can have value either 0 or 1. In digital design, we often need to perform the same operation on a group of signals. When we need to perform the same operation on a group of signals, then we can declare the signal as a one-dimensional array. A one-dimensional array of bit signal is referred to as a bit vector. That is, for example, if a 4-bit vector named B has index ranging from 0 to 3, then the 4 elements of the bit vector are B of 0, B of 1, B of 2 and B of 3. Now let us write the code for the same circuit using the array concept, that is the bit vector. So we declare A, B and C as bit vector for the array with size 0 to 3. So when the bit values are applied at the input of the AND gate of A and B, the AND gate will perform the necessary operation and the necessary bit is available with the respective output bit C. So students, in this session we have learned what is HDL and also 2 types of HDL which are widely used in VHDL and Verilog programming language. and also we have studied the advantages of HDL and the syntax of VHDL. So thank you.